Hi, my people. Welcome. I'm Miss Miliana. If you are new here, I am Miss Miliana, and all we do here is to keep building our lifestyle, our dream lifestyle, and manifest what we want to see in life. And I get to review my week and share that with you so that you get inspired and get to know that this is how I am building. All right. Okay, so before we get into today's video, today is Tuesday, and I'm reviewing week 31 of 2026, right? So yeah, in week 32 already. And so I'm trying to get my calendar. And before we get into it, today I washed. Okay, I did laundry today. I was supposed to do laundry yesterday, Monday. And after the laundry, I record this video. But unfortunately, there was no light, right? We had a light issue and it just spoiled my day. And I wasn't also feeling well. So it's like Monday was just me being me. So today I had it in mind that I'm going to wash and then record and do what I have to do today. And whilst I was planning for that yesterday, I found myself visualizing before before Tuesday happened, right? Whilst on bed, just like, okay, how will my day go tomorrow? When I wake up, I'll try to do some exercise. I was just like putting myself in that scene, like, okay, I'll be washing and all that, and I get to do it. So while I was doing that, I was also watching a podcast on Mel Robbins podcast or Mel Robbins YouTube channel, and she was having a chat with, I think her name is Cheryl, or I forgot her name, but she is a three-time Olympics medal holder, and she was talking about how you could change your life within a year. A year is enough for you to change your life. And she also mentioned something about the main thing I want to talk about before I get into reviewing is visualization. And the amazing part of me right now that I am unlocking and finding out and realizing is that I am just looking for knowledge to better my life and not to be in the ideal box that my family are mostly in or mostly see. And my biggest cheerleader is my grandma to dream as big as I can. But always find myself visualizing. And my favorite scripture is Ephesians 3:20, exceedingly abundantly above all things that you can imagine or think of. And you're going to do that according to the power that worketh in you, right? And that imagination part is one thing that makes me actually like say that that's my favorite scripture. So visualizing has been something that I have been doing and I didn't really know about it. Right. I've been doing it on the lower level. For example, I work at least twice every month at this point. I'm not very consistent. I work on Mondays most of the time, but not consistent. The last time I worked was last 2 weeks. I was supposed to work this week, but I wasn't feeling well yesterday and I didn't do it. But more anytime I want to do the work the day before, the night before, I visualize it. I see myself walking the distance, the road I'll take because it's my neighborhood and the where I'm going to end at and turn back home. And the last walk I went for, I wanted to extend my distance, right? So I normally walk to my former my alma mater, then turn back. I was like, okay, why don't I go further to the mall, right? The mall from my house is like, I think it's an hour walk now from how I walked. And so I was like, okay, why don't I do that? And before that day, before the Monday for me to work, that Sunday, I was just in bed. I was like, okay, tomorrow morning, immediately I wake up. I actually pictured myself and I pictured myself getting to where I'll get to, where I'll turn and come back home. And I did it. And that's visualization, like you putting yourself into the future and doing whatever you need to do there. Right. And she was also mentioning this, and I was like, ooh la la. I have been doing this and I didn't know because even today, me washing, I visualized it yesterday. Me sitting down recording now, I visualized it yesterday and I'm doing it. So now, if I'm able to visualize whatever I want to achieve, I'll be able to do it because it's like I have lived it. So now I'm going to, like, it's now in the present terms. And that was what I unlocked. And I wanted to share it as the knowledge for this video before we get into it. All right. So try visualization now. Like, do not overthink it. Whatever you want to do, start putting yourself in it. So now I really want to stay like consistent with my workout. So I'm going to visualize more so that I can do it. Do you get? So me now, if I want to walk more, I want to start working at least 3 times a week, right? I want to move from once a week to 3 times a week. So I will be visualizing like, yeah, that's it. All right, so let's get into reviewing week 31. And week 31 is the end of July, right? We ended July on Friday. That's it. And I'm super, super, super excited because July taught me a lot. July taught me that I have built trust to a level, trust in like in multitude of people. I can beat my chest and say that out of out of 1,000 youth, about 100, that's 10% of them trust me because I organized an event and people showed up late, late, late notice, but they still came. And the one that we stood up as a team to plan, we sold out. Like we packed out the space and it was amazing. Okay, so that's like the work wise, right? So if you're new here, you're going to be highlighting what I did work wise, my emotional states, my spiritual states, my health state, and the knowledge I like the knowledge I gained, some of it because sometimes I learn a lot in a week, but some of them are just kept in the fridge and then something will hit and I'm like, oh yeah, you get it. All right. So for work wise, my working is into three settings, right? Me teaching and training, me speaking and hosting events, me consulting and freelancing as well is what I do. For teaching and training part of things, I still am finding that mojo, but this time around, I don't want to just find a mojo, but I want to have a timeline, a season for it, and all that. I'm currently recording my training session for my Data Foundation online program that I already do, so that it's easy for me to keep marketing. I am also now like I've been praying about it to God to give me guidance on how to go about it. So currently for my teaching no income is coming. When the income come, I'm looking forward to having a monthly subscription. There's a monthly subscription I use for um my Google stuff, right? And then also I want to get a website, and I don't have the luxury to get someone to do the website for me, so I'm going to use the power of AI and YouTube to actually finish up my website for digital college, and then start like when I'll start recording, like it becomes like I'll record a training and create a marketing strategy for that training, like a strategy of like pre-launching the training, launch it, and like the aftermath, like just be marketing it as well with the income that comes of it. So it's a whole plan I'm going through. And yesterday I spoke to a friend who is a business consultant who was telling me to pick up from other people what they are doing. So I'm going to do that and study that and all that and be better in my teaching game as well. For speaking and hosting events, I just mentioned that I hosted 2 events, like majorly organized 2 events last July, and has opened my mind of how big I can actually organize an event. And currently I'm on a team, like I'm the operation lead on that team that we're about to organize a big conference in November. Fingers crossed, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be great. We will manifest that whereby we are going to gather about 1,000 plus people for that conference, and we hope to even bring the president of Ghana to that conference. So we are going all out. We've had a lot of hiccups, setbacks, and But we are praying. My alarm went off, right? We are praying. The setback has been a lot, and we are praying that everything moves as we want it. And in fact, at this point, anything I put my mind to and there's a setback, I just believe that the setback is just telling me that we are going to achieve it and it's going to be grand as well. So that is my speaking and hosting, right? So I'm looking forward to this month, particularly in August. Happy New Month, by the way. In August, I have an in-person event where I am a facilitator and I'm going to speak about visibility. I also am organizing another in-person training which is paid. I made somewhere the one I did in July is not paid, so I'm a bit shaky for the August one, which is paid. But fingers crossed, we're going to get it right, and so therefore that's like for August. Let's get it back to final week of July. All right, so work has been good, consulting and freelancing. I don't know how to put it. I have turned myself as a builder, and at this point, I don't know. I really don't know. What I mean by that is I I see myself like sending much proposals to clients to be their marketing strategist, to be their data operations lead, and also to be, especially NGOs, to be their monitoring and evaluation lead and all that. But I think I would further visualize it more so that I can work on that. Anytime I find myself doing that, I just go blank, and that is not bringing money. The teaching, as I mentioned, is really not picking up as it used to. What I mean is that I have made over I in a month I could make about um in a month I could make last year I could make about uh close to $1,000 for teaching. So I get about 30 students in a month. But as of now, every month I'm getting about one or two. And that's not good. So money is not really coming in. For speaking and hosting, it's a game whereby you have to show your record, and I've been gathering that a lot. And as I now have spoken at over 100 events, and I've organized this is my second one for the year, like personally, that I've organized two, right? Others, I am the speaker, I am the host and all those things, but this one, it's me that organized it and host it and all that as well. And that is to say that I'm yet to do one that is paid, which is this month. Consulting and freelancing, all the organizations I freelance and consult for are startups that are not actively looking for funding, right? So it's really like bringing me down. And so I have been in a space of no cash is coming in, and so therefore I don't go to church because I have to spend about 50 to 100 CDs on transportation to go to church. I don't go out because transportation, once again, I would have to save up all the money that I get from allowances and like taking care of the family. I take care of the family, so money pass through me sometimes for the family. I just have to remove some and put some down and use that to do transportation when I am going for any physical events and all that as well. But in this season whereby cash is not coming, I'm reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad again, and I have discovered that there has to be some type of you being calm even there's no money. And I listen to neuro knowledge a lot, and to talk about his manifestation, he says that manifestation is when you are good without it or with it, right? So if I want to have yeah, I want to be earning $10,000 monthly. Without it, I should be good and be doing what I need to do. With it, I should be good and be doing what I need to do. So, like, the emotional state is just calm, and I am proud of myself. In a period of in a month, right? As a lady, let me just tell you this, as a lady, we go through 4 seasons in a month, right? The very first season is very, like, you're very active, you're actually doing the work, you're logged in. If you want to log in, you will log in so much. The second season is when you are like more like r- reviewing things. Literally, it's more of like you did the work in the first week, the second week you're reviewing to see how it goes. So like there's energy there, but the energy is to review the work you did in week one. Week three is when you start saying that, like, the review becomes like doubting sometimes, and you're like, what? So for me, for a very long time, I used to have this issue with my ex at that time. She is like, it's always the like every month you're always like complaining and paranoid about money, right? It's like, I, in my mind, gone are those days. I'm thinking that whatever work I'm doing and whatever thing I'm doing, money has to be like the result. Okay, so it's like if the money is not in, the results are bogus, right? And so this season whereby there's no money, sometimes I find myself like, ish, like my account is dry. I find myself counting people's money in their pockets that I can't see. And now I have been able to train myself to actually figure out things I'm supposed to be grateful for. So this season, like that week was last week, right? So that week was last week, shoot, like was like Wednesday till now. And so therefore I found myself, what am I grateful for? So I said, oh, I'm grateful for the new friends that I've made. So I sent a message to the friend that, oh, thank you so much for being my friend. I'm thinking about the two of us being friends. Anytime we have conversation, or anytime I see you, anytime I get to talk to you, I leave with, okay, what should I do next? I leave with, and so I was grateful for him, to have such a friend. Another friend's birthday, I was grateful for her, and I told her the things she has made impact in my life with, and so therefore, instead of me to focus on I don't have the money, I was grateful for the people in my life. And the next thing was I was grateful for the event I was able to pull. So everybody is like, oh, you did well, you are able to do it. But I am like, yes, I made it. All because it's like that I have channeled all that worry of, oh, I'm not having money, da 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 da, to like be grateful for that season, because it's not easy to pull out about 200 people in a hall. That takes about 80 people. And sometimes you're the 80 people, not a lot of people come. Like seriously, right? So that particular thing, this particular season taught me that gratitude is very important, and you have to train your mind to actually identify things to be grateful for. And it's not a bad thing for you to show your gratitude to the people that are doing great thing, are influencing you. So me, I'm like, they should my new friends should get ready, right? My friends now that I'm very very close to should get ready, because if I feel like I'm sad, I'm gonna tell you that thank you for being my friend, because thanking that person, though it's that's that person, something to that person that, oh, she thinks about me, she cares about me, it also does something to me that, oh, I'm valued, I have people who love me, and all those things. And if I'm saying that I need money right now, I know the people I'm gonna call, and I can pull out 5,000 CDs, I can pull out 100,000 CDs, right? And that is the beauty of like this part. So work wise is going great. I am very comfortable now, very neutral now. But what I am moving on to is actually visualizing more and moving to the, like, putting in so much work to get to the next level as well. Then now emotional state. I think I've touched on emotional states as I'm talking about the money part of things. So emotional state, I'm just in the space of gratitude. I'm like I don't want to think about money, like, oh god, I really don't want to like not think about money in like I don't want to think about money in a bad way, in terms of, oh, you're doing a lot but you're not making the money. Like, it's gonna come. The money is eventually gonna come, but you get so me being in that emotional state of gratitude is actually healing that part of me that is always paranoid about money and is trying to I try to hoard money in those seasons, like in those seasons when I used to, like, any money that comes to me, I want to hoard it, I don't want to spend it, I don't want to use it for anything. But in this season that I am grateful and I'm showing gratitude to the people, to whatever I'm doing, and just praising whatever I'm doing and showing the value of what I'm doing and making it loud. I have also realized that the more I give out, the more I use the money, like the more I create channels for the money will come. Do you get? So my emotional state is a bit like balanced because I'm using gratitude as a way of moving. Another thing too is that my emotional state as a now as a female, like my hormones are quite high, so it's like I get irritated a lot. So last week I was quite like irritated a lot. So I had to come up with a mechanism of like just be happy, like focus on something and just be happy. So on Friday when we were having the event, I was just like hyper. I was the life of the party. Just hyper up and down. Everybody's like, oh, your energy is so high. I'm like, yeah. All right. My spiritual state, as I mentioned earlier, I have not been to church for like almost 4 months now. One reason was at first I used to have this challenge of I get to church and I feel like I'm an outcast. I get to church and I want to question a lot of things, and it's not really question a lot of things, but it's to say that I don't agree with you, right? Like sometimes there are things that I go through and you go through it differently. That doesn't mean what you how you went through it is the only way. I can also go through it this way. But there is also no room for that banter. So it's like if your leader has gone through it that way, you have to go through it that way. I'm like, anyway, so that was like pulling me back, and so it's always like I don't fit into the church, like the typical African church settings. So whenever I go to church, if I go for consistent time, it will get to a time and I break and it's like I can't relate anymore. I relate with you when it comes to me personally worshiping, we praying together, me praying for you, me interceding for you. But now, when it comes to the personal experience with God, you sharing your own, share it, let me share mine, and glorify God through those stories. But when you now share yours and you are trying to downgrade my own, I'm lost. And then that takes me back into my corner of just being with God as well. But there are also sometimes that I'll be with God for a while and he'll just tell me that go to church. And then I go and then I see why he tells me to go to church and then I continue for some time. But as of now, I am having the urge to go, but the only thing holding me back is money. So I'm also having that conversation with God that you want me to go to church, you have to start do this one. And I think I am also seeing the signs whereby he's making me plan better to make sure that income stays stable as well. So spiritual state. But so far, it's okay. I am fasting. I fast at the beginning of every month. So I'm doing that as well. I'm fasting, but I don't think I am overly fasting, right? But it's so cool. Like at least we are baby steps, right? I'm also trying to read. One of my community are reading the Bible within 6 months, so I'm trying to catch up on that as well. And so far, so good. Health wise, I broke my from like the previous vlog. I had an injury on my thumb. It's healing better, so health wise is better. Working, I've not been working better. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. Food wise, I think it's much okay, but there's no balanced diet. But then I realized that if my grandma eats one way most of the time, she loses her energy. She loses her energy. So now, whatever I eat, I try to let involve her as well because like I'm trying to eat better than them. So I'm trying to like cook, right? Do palava sauce, garden eggs, There's a name for canto, so there's a name for it, but like those parts of stews and all those things, like buy vegetables. And anytime my grandma and I, we are vegetable lovers. I don't know if you've known this, but my grandma taught me how to eat vegetables and fruits. So anytime she sees me holding vegetables, she's just gonna eat whatever I'm eating. And so it's like, okay, because of grandma, I get to also eat better and all that. So I want to like develop that. And that is kind of like money consuming, because now you're not thinking about just your tummy, but you're thinking about your grandma, and my mommy too is gonna eat some. So it's like it's now like going to be the whole family. But so far so good. At least our dieting is not that bad anymore, and I can see the energy from my grandma as well. So it's good. Knowledge wise, I think I've shared the visualization part of things for knowledge wise. So visualize, practically that's what I'm going to do in terms of me working more. I'm going to One thing is I have a great body. So I find it difficult to do so much hard work on working out so bad. But I love working out. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Just work out, and it gives me some energy that nothing else can give me. So I actually love working out. I love it when I walk, especially. I love it when I exercise. Even this backyard right here, I'm looking forward to making it my own space for my own gym space in the coming month. Hopefully I'll start even thinking of I know I have start talking evangelizing what to buy. I wanted to buy the treadmill, but it's more costly than I can do now. So I'm going to buy something that I the small dumbbells, something just to start my gym as well, and then take them more work. So if I'm able to lock in, so let's start it this way. I'm going to visualize to be working every Monday, which is already clocked in. Then I'm going to add maybe Tuesday, Wednesdays to it. So if I am able to work from Monday, Wednesday for like 4 weeks straight. The next month, I'm going to add another day to it, making it 3 days in a week, and I'll be working. And then I'll add my inside workout to it, and then I'm going to reward myself after like 2 to 3 months with the dumbbells, and hopefully, there's a I don't know whether it's called a workout or something like that. I think that one is about 600 cds. Then I move the workout. So I'm visualizing that as well. Food wise, I really love yogurt. I love granola. I love vegetables. I love fruits. So I'm trying to find a way to budget that. All that is money, by the way. So money has to come in well. So those are the things I'm visualizing to tell my mind that we need to lock in the money part of things. Right. So yeah. So that is basically how my I ended my July, and it has been amazing. I guess right now it's more of like let's put in the structure and system to keep going and make the money. So I'm still in that phase as well, but it's been amazing. How word to describe last week was unlocking potential or discovering the next potential of my life, right? And it's been amazing so far. And so therefore, if you follow the series in July, it's more of like when the idea come, execute. When you execute fast. When you execute, you're going to see results, and the results is going to show you then your next level potential, which is this video. So I hope you've learned a lot from me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I've not said this for a long time. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that Miss Liliana is still building, so he or she can join her build their lifestyle as well. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye for now.